Twitch video. I've now figured out why it was not saving. This is me on the intake of the BM Hunter changes in Legion, along with the talent for BM Hunters and the weapon, the Titan Strike, and its talents. And what are my opinions about it, along with for rating purposes and PvP. For any of those that do not know, I am on Manaroth Realm. I am Arenia Hunter, Night Elf. I play Alliance. Arenia is spelled E-R-I-N-I-A. You can go look me up in the armory. Very avid raider now. For me, I'm getting in there. I started raiding during Cataclysm. Played since BC. Started as a noob hunter, now becoming pro hunter. I know hunter like the back of my head. I really do. BM hunters, however, I'm probably on the top of the game of. For myself, I started out in Terracar. I was the best hunter in Terracar realm in terms of skill wise, not so much gear wise, but skill. And I theory craft hunter a lot, and I'm pretty accurate with my theory crafting. Just because I know the class and I trust my gut with it. Honestly, right about now, I think hunters and BM are going to be absolutely insane. Primarily BM. And after looking at marksman survival, I think BM is going to be more overpowered than the other two due to its skill sets and the talents for both the weapon and the mix with the class talents itself. So to start off with it, we'll be talking about the hunter talents that you level up as with. This was a very hard decision on quite a few segments, like level 15, level 75, and even level 100, though surprisingly level 100 talent was quite a bit of a surprise for me to try to think it out. So to start off with, we'll talk about the other two that why I did not pick them. One of the pack, chance for Wild Clock to reset the quota on Dire Beast is increased by 10%. That is going to help that passive from 30% to 40%. That is good. That does help out from when you get a crit with Cobra Shot. That's nice. But, however, I'm really debating if it's going to be really worth it or Dire Stable, which seems to be more unobvious. Almost Dire Beast generates 4 extra focus when they attack. That's almost pretty much going to be getting guaranteed of the same thing. That's quite literally the same thing for it, though. Because whenever you have a Dire Beast out, they generate 4 focus for you when they attack. So these two are almost very, very close to being tied. I'd almost say it's going to be a personal preference of what you decide. For me, I cannot choose for sure if this is going to be the talent to be using for Legion for Hunters and BM, because I have to go play with it. It's one of those personals I have to go play with it to find out which is going to be better, because they both sound great and they both have really good, helpful tactical for the BM Hunter. However, I did not choose Way of the Cobra because there's going to be no need for this right now. There's going to be absolutely no need for the Way of the Cobra, because you'll be getting 10% damage for Cobra Shot. Natural anyways at one point, and it does sound nice. Don't get me wrong, it does sound nice. It sounds amazing. But focus regen seems to be more of an issue for BM, apparently, from what I'm understanding, hearing about from Legion, due to the fact our only focus generator is the Dire Beast, since Cobra Shot now takes focus and it does not generate focus. We have no Arcane Shot, so again, we need to really focus on our focus regen. Now, post haste has changed a little bit. All of these have changed a little bit, though. Post haste is good. Farsighter is going to be good also. I would choose between post haste and Farsighter. However, Narrow Escape is still lackluster for PvP purposes even. Intimidation is still the way to go for BM, as you know, because we can stun for 3 seconds, and this on targets that are stunnable. If they have a hard cast being brought out, and we can stun them, we can interrupt it because they're stunned. Level 60 talent was a no-brainer, Chimera Shot, due to the fact it was going to deal 660% natural frost damage to each target, and it generates 10 or 20 focus, depending if you hit 1 or 2 targets. Exotic Munitions is still lackluster. It's not as strong as what we want it to be. And Stomp sounded nice though, however, but they're dealing 400% physical damage to all enemies. This may be the better talent for AoE fights, for hunters. If we end up getting into a raid that have ton of AoE fights that have ads going out nowhere like tomorrow, take Beastlord Darmag for example from Blackrock Foundry. If we had fights like that in Legion, then yes, go with Stomp over Chimera Shot, even though Chimera Shot does generate almost 20 focus for you. The reason why is because you're not going to get that 4% to all nearby enemies. It's just to all of them. This is going to be stacking on later on with the Titan Strike talents that's going to have. Blink Strikes is still being lackluster. I still want it to be hard baked for Hunter Pets. It just has to get hard baked for BM. It needs to be because movement sucks. Movement really does suck because for BM Hunters, the time it takes our pet to travel is a loss of DPS. If I'm at 40 yards with the current gear right now from how far I did at 725 item level compared to my 722 item level for BM, what happens is 40 yards travel time for my pet and stealth because it's a spirit beast to deal more damage for that first kill command, kill shot. Not kill shot, I mean kill command and Beast of Wrath. I can pull out 60k DPS if I'm up close to about 40k. That pet travel time really hurts the DPS, and it does not feel great. However, BM Hunter Burst is somehow not doing as great as it should be, which I don't know why. It's either that or just Marksman right now, currently with the current 4Ps being able to burst out or aim shots like tomorrow's going to be the reason why they got such a high burst to catch up. But with Beast of Fury, this is the reason why. Let's woke up. Beast of Fury is going to increase the bonus damage of Beast of Wrath by 20%. Extra 20%. That's insanely powerful. That's amazing. That's great. However, there's also Big Game Hunter. I did not choose it because it's just like the current Marksman that they have right now for aim shots. Now, this is only on 80% health on targets. Now, most raid fights, you're not going to be at 80% during a long fight. You're going to be down below 80%, 70 to 60 to 50. So it's not very viable for raid. We don't even have rapid fire as a hunter anymore. It's just, no, we can't do it. It's just, no, you can't go with it. You might be able to if you go with one at the pack, if you want to go with a strong, quick burst. I could see that working out together, but other than that, you just can't do it. I went with Volley. 2 reasons why. One being, I've been playing since BC, and I've missed Volley since Wrath, when they removed it at one point in Wrath for Cataclysm. And, God, that just upsetted me horribly. That upset a lot of hunters of us losing Volley. The fact that we get Volley now back, this means possibly the best AoE talent to go with. Murder Crows is still lackluster. It's absolute shite. You're not going to want to use Murder Crows anyways. It's only a minute cooldown, and it takes 30 focus. So it is an instant cast, however, but it only lasts for 15 seconds. This is not going to be very helpful for a single target or even AoE. As Barrage, we've noticed, takes quite a bit of focus at 60 compared to Volley being at 80. They're still being both expensive, but Barrage is channeled, and you only shoot it for 3 seconds. It's a 3-second cast. So dealing with that, I would still go with Volley. Because Volley's instant cast and it lasts for 6 seconds. It lasts twice as long for only 20 focus. Now, how much damage it deals, I have no clue because it only says 50 arcane damage right now on the talent thing, but I have to go see in the game itself between damage on the character of what's going to be higher. I feel like Volley's going to be that case. Level 100 talents. This one sounded great and all. Beast of Wrath is active. Cobra Shot has a 25% chance to reset the cooldown of Kill Command. That is fine. I don't mind that, but from the weapon talents later on, you'll find out why I decided not to go with this aspect of the beast. A new talent would make me very, very confused, or how can I say, I felt betrayed on the inside of my heart. So I want to go to Stampede, but since I want to try out that one because it's giving Kill Command for Ferocity a bleed for 6 seconds, which means our Kill Command has constant, consistent damage over 12 seconds the entire time. That means Kill Command dot, Kill Command dot, Kill Command dot. But I chose Stampede because of 2 reasons. One, the artifact weapons talents later on, along with the fact they've lowered the cooldown to 3 minutes. Now, if this skill still stays at 40 seconds and it does not go down to 20 seconds again, this should be the talent to go for, especially because we end up finding out our deterrence is gone. Our hunter deterrence gone, but it's been replaced with a pseudo deterrence. That's actually kind of an upgrade, in my opinion. So I think it's a revamped one of it. This, I need to find out what that one is. If I had the beta, or the alpha, I should say. Aspect of Wild, you're going to be using this on the start of every pull, pretty much like on cooldown as you would do with Rapid Fire. This is pretty much our Rapid Fire. Instead of Rapid Fire giving us that haste buff that we used back then to get our focus back pretty quickly, it's now giving us, instead, that 10 focus per second for 10 seconds. That's 100 focus. And we'll be getting an increased crit chance by 10%. It's going to really help out hunters and BM for crit chance. As you can also see, we don't have our Wyvern Sting or Trank Shot. So, those are gone. I think Wyvern Sting was already gone though, but Trank Shot being gone is going to hurt us really bad in PvP because we use that quite frequently. However, Aspect of Turtle, a new skill, 3-minute cooldown, deflects all attacks just like Deterrence would do, but except it says all attacks and not physical attacks though. That's the other thing I'm trying to figure out on how it's going to work later on. But it's for 8 seconds, and we still can't attack, and it's on 3-minute cooldown. That is very, very different of what they've got so far on for BM Hunters. I should not done this while I'm tired a little bit. So going to the Titan Strike, our weapon. Titan Strike, I used to absolutely hate this gun in terms of look. I always think it's going to be absolute shit. Blizzard doesn't like us. Blizzard absolutely hates BM. They're giving us a gun. Marksman gets the better looking bow. I got over that. And this is why. Because one, I figured out they're doing it because of lore purpose. Marksman is now going to be focused on being like Sylvanas, a Dark Ranger. However, BM is still being focused as a hunter using a gun to hunt. So that is why I got over that pretty quickly. And that, and when you look at the most famous BM hunters in WoW, they all have guns. Compared to the famous marksmen, they all have bows. So that was my bad. This weapon is absolutely insane for BM hunters, and by insane, it's godly. It's absolutely godly. It has to be godly because of what it's dealing with its talents, though. I could not believe my eyes when I saw the talents, though, for the alpha right now that they got. It's stupid retarded. That being said, we'll start it off. Guardian of the Titans mark. When you use call a pet permanent companion is summoned to fight for you. This is pretty much Blizzard giving us a second pet to go fight. We get 2 pets. Now, I'm more curious on how the Guardian of the Titans mark is going to work. Is it going to be a pet that's off of our stables, or is it going to be a pet of their choosing? That is what I'm more curious, because now that's going to really make hunters wonder for transmog purpose, if they like to go with transmog or just for even raid, because we don't know what it's going to be. It could be even possibly the same spec, but that is what I'm more curious about for hunters. Next up after that is focus of the Titans. Maximum focus is increased by 30 when you max the skill out. You have to max these skills out, by the way, to get to the next orb to go upgrade. So, and instead of further level up the weapon, I'm not going to go with Focus of Titans first. I'm going to go into Jaws of Thunder first. And that is, Kill Command has a 15% chance to be empowered by the Titan Spark, dealing an additional 50% of its damage as nature. This right here is going to get really insane. Our kill commands get absolutely retarded during Legion. The math is overwhelming. It's over 200% damage increase if you get the Goldilocks zone for Hunter pets out. And you'll find out why we get so many pets because of this damn weapon. Next up is Strength of the Pack. Each active pet increases the damage of your other pets by 3%. Now, we already have another pet being active at once, and our Dire Beast. That's 3 total pets. That's almost a full Stampede by itself. So, that right there is insane, because that's a huge DPS boost. Next up is Pack Leader. Our pets deal 15% additional damage with Kill Command for each additional beast. Now, they're already getting additional damage for other beasts out there. And our Mastery increases their damage, and it affects other pets that we use at the same time. Which is why BM Stampede is still overwhelmingly stronger than Marksman Stampede. This right here is absolutely insane. So for those who are BM and you know how the mechanics work, you're probably getting all very, very giddy and excited. To those who do not know how BM works, you're probably looking at me really confused as hell. Like, what's so special about this? Well, what's so special about it is we're pretty much having an army of pets. Like an army of pets, constantly, consistently. It's retarded though. You're gonna see the uptime for being upkeep pretty well, because Bestial Wrath is our main way of getting our DPS out. We use that every minute on proc. We have to do it with Kill Command, activating it as a macro if we're being smart about it for our hunters, and we can fit about 2 kill commands inside of a single Bestial Wrath currently. Almost 3 if we had, say, 5 more seconds, but I'll get to that later. That right there, when you add up Dire Beast, your pet, the Titan Spark pet, the Stampede, you've already got right there 8 pets, and this is going to get really stupid insane really quickly. Charge the Titan Spark for 20 seconds. Our Cobra Shot and Multi Shot has a chance for 20 seconds, I should say. Our Auto Shot is to deal nature damage, and a ball of pure energy builds until it discharges at the target. Men pet heals 10% more, as if we need more healing on our pet, because BM is absolutely solo gods. And by solo gods, even now, you still have people who are geared up all the way. They're having a hard time soloing rares in both Nagrand still, and even Tan and Jungle. But yet, BM hunters, undergeared or not, can solo these without an issue because of adaptation. Adaptation makes BM hunter pets extremely overpowered for soloing. I mean, hell, they may as well make it where hunters can solo raid boss or a world raid boss. Protection of Thunderspark, this is pretty much an activated aspect of the Iron Hawk. Now, Exhilarate does become a skill set for us, which means we no longer have to choose between Iron Hawk or Exhilarate. It's baked in. That's great news for us, but however, we don't have Spirit Bond, and that is what makes me sad. Because I miss Spirit Bond. I love Spirit Bond for a BM hunter. Bestial Wrath lasts an additional 5 seconds. Like I said, we can now then fit 3 kill commands pretty much inside of a single Bestial Wrath. Now, our Bestial Wrath is getting its CD lowered by 15 seconds every 10 seconds because of Dire Beast. Dire Beast allows our Bestial Wrath to lower itself by 15 seconds. So it goes from a minute cooldown to quite a very short cooldown. And it's always up then almost, or very consistent uptime. So people in PvP, you thought hunters were really bad with Bestial Wrath during Wrath. This is Bestial Wrath on crack. This is really Bestial Wrath on crack. You're gonna get fucked really hard bent over, no lube, no reach around, no help. No help from the wicked. You're just screwed. You're gone. This is going to kill you. And this is not going to be the only thing that kills you. In fact, this is only the beginning of what's going to be killing you. In fact, this is just going to tack on of what's going to do later. And God, I really want that talent first. I'm really wanting to go down the line to this side first, while leveling up the weapon. Unleash the Hounds. Dire Beast has a 20% chance to summon an additional beast. What this means is Dire Beast has a chance to go ahead and already give us a secondary pet, and at the same time our Cobra Shot has a chance to reset the cooldown of Dire Beast, and when it does, that means another chance at summoning 2 beasts. That's stupid. So essentially, if you get lucky with your crits and your RNG procs for that Dire Beast cooldown reset, you're going to have a shit ton of pets out. This is the real killer. The one that's going to really make BM absolutely overpower beyond all these other talents. And that is simply Master of Beasts. When Bestial Wrath is active, you summon a random exotic beast to fight by your side every 5 seconds for 20 seconds. This is pretty much Stampede consistently with you the entire time. This is a consistent Stampede right here. A very mini short Stampede, but nonetheless, it's a Stampede by itself. And you do the math. Beast of Wrath already being lowered by cooldown by Dire Beast. And then you have that being activated. That is a talent I really want so badly for my BM Hunter. And that's what made me like be on the wait routine. Do I want to go Demon Hunter as my main? Because I've been maining a Hunter since BC. But I've been wanting to play a Demon Hunter since BC. And it's finally came out. Or do I want to still stay maining a Hunter? Where all this love from Blizzard has just became. As I said, Aspect Turtle is an upgraded version of Deterrence, and why I say that is because of this. When we activate Aspect Turtle with this talent, and we have it maxed out, we get 15% of our maximum health over its duration, which means we get our pretty good self-heal other than Auxiliary. That's 2 self-heals. Now, Deterrence doesn't do that for us currently, and Deterrence is for 5 seconds instead of 8. It's also on a very short cooldown, but this is the reason why we can't double dip into Deterrence twice because of this. Because if we could double dip this aspect of our turtle like our Deterrence, oh god, people in PvP would be so pissed off at us because we would wait instead of cancel out our Deterrence to go ahead and start attacking again and surprise them mid-Deterrence. Spitting Cobra's Cobra Shot deals increased damage by 10%. This is going to help it. And again, just that talent to go ahead and increase its damage by 5% per active pet. That does sound great. Again, that's something I got to test out myself on that level 15 talents for all of them. They're very, all great sounding. Fury Swipes, however, Bestial Cleave deals an additional 30% damage. Now, for those who do not know Hunters that well, BM has the best AoE for Hunters. And by the best, I mean it's a 685 BM Hunter and Blackrock Foundry Heroic Gear can catch up an AoE DPS to a 725 Marksman Hunter in AoE fights very, very easily because of Beast Cleave and their pets if they have the right amount of haste and the right amount of mastery involved. This is pretty much going to make BM Hunters almost wanted for AoE fights because of that AoE. Just that AoE is absolute hard. I mean, already as is from all these pets coming out, now we get Beast Cleave. Now, I'm more curious about, will Beast Cleave also be affecting our Titan Spark pet that's out also, along with Kill Command? I know Kill Command is not affected Dire Beast, but if our Titan Spark pet is also affected by Kill Command, along with our Beast Cleave, this will change BM forever. As BM's mastery affects our pets, it makes them deal more damage. This is essentially very, very strong if it does do that. Now, if it doesn't, it's still going to be very powerful, but not as powerful to being the point of godly stupid OP. Call of the Wild, when our Call of the Wild resets the cooldown of Dire Beast, the duration of all active current Dire Beast is increased to 8 seconds. This essentially means you want to use Cobra Shot as a filler pretty often, like we do for Arcane Shot now. Arcane Shot management is very difficult sometimes for BM Hunters because of our GCD with Kill Command. We have to use Kill Command on time at 6 seconds, every 6 seconds, or no more than 8, or else we end up losing DPS by a significant amount. It's got me very curious. I know Beast of Wrath lowers the arcane cost of all spells, however, so this could essentially end up helping out keeping Beast of Wrath up almost the entire time, or for a very long period of time, more than just that 20 seconds of what they've got right now so far forward. So if you do not have a Beast of Wrath macro with your kill command, you can do so now by looking it up on how to make a macro, or you can always go ahead and tweet to me at XDpro3D on Twitter and ask, how do I make a BM macro for certain effects that I want, and I can help you out by tweeting you back the macro. I do make macros for BM Hunters. And I do use macros frequently with my BM Hunter. In fact, that's how I play a BM, is using macros. I'm a macro hunter. Shield of the Titans, though, when our active aspect of Wild, when we activate it, the Titan Spark releases a sphere of electric energy that orbits around our pet, dealing 20 damage to any enemy when it comes to contact with. No, I don't know if this will be to our specific pet that we ourselves have, or both pets of the Titan Spark pet and our BM Hunter pet. That is what I'm more curious about, or even just a Titan Spark pet, though. That is what I'm curious about. BM Hunters have been revamped like gods. This is very, very strong, very, very powerful play for BM. I'm very surprised that Blizzard would do something like this. It doesn't sound like them to make BM sound so overpowered. Now, however, going back to the talent calculator, however, Demon Hunter is still not yet fully answered, so we don't know how Demon Hunter is going to be working yet for Havoc and Vengeance, although I know Vengeance sounds very overpowered for tanking. But however, from what I've heard from other guild members and from what reading I did on Ret Pallies and Fury Warriors, they're all still going to be very, very deadly in PvP. So BM, Fury Warrior, and Paladin are going to be the most powerful PvP and PvE I think of from what their skill sets are doing. They're ridiculous. They're overpowered. They're overwhelming. I mean, Fury War's pretty much guaranteed crit. Paladin and Ret is consistent high damage, heavy hard hitting damage, along with BM, consistent hard hitting damage. The biggest issue for BM was always that cooldown time between Beast of Wraths, along with that pet travel time affecting our DPS, making us lose damage over time. Or even our GCD if we screwed up our GCD. Now, Aspect of the Beast would be fixing that GCD issue of a loss if you do fuck up your kill command by a little bit. But Stampede, I still feel like it's going to be on top of it overall. Those two things I do have to go test out myself. But judging from the Titan Spark talents and the BM Hunter talents, I'm very confident with the talents that I've so far picked out for BM in my theory for them to work. I've always been correct about BM Hunter theories with the past 2 expansions. And the story behind that is during MOP, I was in Terracar still. I've always played as BM. BM was still on top no matter what it was on the fights during Siege of Orgrimmar even. You always said hunters go survival. No, I've seen a lot of hunters go BM instead due to the fact that they had their trinket. Only if they had the trinket to make it viable. And the 4-piece also. That was also acquired for you to go BM, or else you're going to have to go SV temporarily. I've had friends, even when the WOD patch came out for us to get used to the new stat nerf. There's tons of marksman hunters and survival hunters because BM had a very hard time because of haste being required into our baking to help even out our DPS to get up there. We were farming out Siege of Orgrimmar when I moved to Manoroth. During that time with a guild member, he was another hunter. He played as marksman. I played as BM, and I out DPS'd him still on Gyarados fight, and not because of just the ads. It was even after the ads died out. I was still being above him in DPS by a long shot. That's because I know how to play BM, and I know how to play marksman and survival also. Now, I cannot say anything right now about marksman and survival all the way properly until I do more analysis on their talents and the spells that they have for that time, as I'm looking at survival more being of consistent current affliction warlock, where you got to look at your buffs and procs, while marksman, however, to look at is a lot of chance on hit and RNG based attacking. Now, when Legion came out, everyone went, for the most part, survival or BM over marksman, as marksman was still being quite used for leveling up. People thought it was going to be top DPS spec for the entire expansion for hunters, but it was not. It only became top during during Hellfire Citadel, because of the fact that BM cannot keep up with movement fights, but marksman cannot keep up with AoE fights. So to put that aside, when I looked at the Heimdall gear, I knew that it was not going to be BM on top, but instead survival, because it focused primarily on them with that current setup from the stat priority at the time for survival, along with the stat priority of the gear at the time of Heimdall. Now, when Blackrock Foundry came out and they released out our 2 pieces and our 4 pieces, I knew by hands down BM was going to be on top, especially when they introduced the Meaty Dragon Spine Trophy again, reintroduced it, and every hunter loved that. That was a BM hunter favorite. BM hunters went after that more than marks or survival hunters. They went after the Black Hand Trinket, and then the one from Chromac, the giant stone dude with the bullshit everywhere, tornadoes. You know him. For that multi-strike, however. Now, for a BM hunter, that is still good if you got the mythic version of it, in case you have yet to do mythic Legion, or even heroic Hellfire Citadel. I should say not Legion, my bad. I'm thinking about Legion very much. But I knew for a fact that during Blackrock Foundry, BM would be on top. Now, I had the same guild member I beat in Siege of Orgrimmar, and along with another person that was on the top guild in our server, say that BM would not be on top during Blackrock Foundry. However, they were proven wrong, as I was right, because later on I saw them switch into BM for the rating, and it made me laugh because I called it. I knew it ahead of time. So I know the hunter then. I'm very confident with my guesstimates on how the class is going to play out for the next following. When Hellfire Citadel raid stuff came out, I thought, okay, BM's got a lot of good gear here. However, we need the haste. It needs the haste because of Focus Fire. It was making us focus primarily on Focus Fire, so we needed the haste to help keep it up consistently if we wanted to, or try to get it consistently up. Get that 5 stacks, use it, get another 5 stacks before the 5 stacks end, and then use it again. That's very hard to do and very hard to manage, and very RNG based. So that is why BM is not being so much used for Hellfire Citadel, especially because our class trinket is acquired for BM to be even viable for Hellfire Citadel fights. And if you don't have that class trinket, you're going to be losing DPS pretty far behind marksman. You just need that trinket very, very badly to make it viable. So from my out view as a hunter for both PvP and PvE, in the PvP sense, as a BM hunter, I am now really worried against facing another BM hunter. The burst is going to be the most dangerous part. BM hunters already burst hard in PvP. In fact, they activate Stampede off the bat in 2s, 3s, and 5s, no matter what the fight is, to burst down one specific person quickly. Very, very quickly. And it hurts. And it lasts for 40 seconds in PvP still. So again, for a PvP sense, as another BM hunter against another BM hunter, I would have to be playing it very carefully. I'd have to hope I get my intimidation out before them and start raping face. Now, for PvP purposes on talents, I would use Barrage or the Murder of Crows instead of Volley, because Volley would not help you at all for PvP, but Barrage and Murder of Crows will. That is also why you may end up wanting to go with possibly Big Game Hunter and want the pack, or even Way the Cobra for it. That's stuff I gotta go play out. I have yet to look at the PvP talents for BM Hunters. I need to go do so. I will be making another video based upon more of the PvP aspect for BM Hunters. Now, in my rating sense of a hunter, or just a raider in general, I think BM is going to be very, very on top of the game, along with able to help AoE fights get down pretty quickly. I know I say a lot. I'm tired. I just woke up, like, I don't know how long this video was made. So that is why. It sounds like they're going to be doing really good. I think quite a few specs will be doing good. I mean, Unholy DKs are getting pretty well re-ramped. Shadow Priests are being all new. Combat Rogue's been changed to Outlaw as we know it. Demonology Warlock is doing the same thing as BM Hunter is for the most part. They're summoning out a shit ton of ads or pets or demons or whatever. I mean, it's ridiculous. Blizzard has done something really crazy. I don't know how this is going to play out. Really, I do not know for sure how it's going to play out against other classes, especially the other two specs. Now, because we can go ahead and play as all three specs as a hunter and Legion, I'm going to have to go play with all three, along with looking at the weapon talents for all three, and then doing some theory crafting with their rotations, their damage. And now all this stuff is possible to change. This is just the stuff they got so far from data mining and the alpha alone, and this could change drastically over time. We don't know how it's going to be, because we don't even have adaptation here anymore. And I'm not really surprised they didn't keep adaptation, because if they kept adaptation, we had that Beast of Fury with the Stampede and the current talents. Though for the Titan Strike, the BM would be top DPS hands down. It would be hands down top DPS. It's just a stupid amount of DPS increase, or adaptation got baked in. It's one of the two. I do not know. Now, however, dealing with, again, rating purposes, these guys will be hands down. You're going to want these guys. You're going to want BM Hunters with consistent quick burst for quick fights, probably even long fights, because it sounds like BM can now last itself against a long fight. Because right now, for BM, after Stampede ends, we have 4 minutes and some odd seconds of a CD downtime for the major part of our DPS, and that really hurts us. So BM is going to be a threat in PvP, and BM is also going to be possibly the top king on PvE, but it is, from my perspective and understanding, that they're going to be top on Hunter spec by quite a bit. So there's that. If you wish to follow me on Twitch, go ahead and do so. I'll be making videos on Saturdays and Sunday. Later on today, I'll be making a video on Hearthstone around 8 EST to 9 EST, playing the Hunter deck and talking over it with what I do and how I play it. I'll do one game and then talk about the cards and why I choose the cards. That's the deck that got me up to rank 17, along with I could have possibly gone farther if I kept on duking it out, but I decided not to. Long story short, for Hearthstone, I went from rank 17 to rank 21 or 20, 1 to 2, and then back up to rank 17 again pretty quickly. With that deck, I mean, this deck does make you kill the other person if you get the right hand within turn 6. That's the shortest I've had with it. That's good news. That's great. Now, dealing with Saturday I'll be doing WoW. things or trying to do a WoW one, I'll be making a WoW video test video for WoW in about a few minutes to go ahead and see how that's going to work out. Because I have a laptop, so I'm running right now. It's an Asus laptop with Intel. It's not the best. I've had it for about now 2 years. So how it does streaming, I have no clue, because I've noticed on my phone from looking at my own stream, I am pretty slow on server back time. Like, I'm not going to be on live on the dot with it. I don't know why, but it's fine. It's got the delay. But it looks like it's doing well, for at least on this. You can also tweet to me at XDpro3D. You can go ahead and use the hashtag Arinia or hashtag XDpro3D to go ahead and get me notified on the stuff. The reason why is because I will be doing constant hunter posts with dealing with hunters. I'll also be doing some tweets later on about my current BM Hunter stable pets. If you haven't looked me up on the armory right now, and you'll notice I have every spirit beast. Good news for us BM Hunters, we have more pets to obtain in Legion. As you take the Mystic Rune Saber from the pet store, and our little lovely pet that we also get from the pet store now. There is a few pets to tame in Legion that look exactly like those. One of them is called the Mana Saber, which looks exactly like the Rune Saber mount. So hunters pretty much get to have that. Now, I am also very angry about gnome hunters. I don't like the idea at all. I hate gnomes, but that's me being racist towards gnomes still. But I don't like the idea of gnome hunters. It's fine. It's whatever. I'm gonna get over it at one point, if I'm most likely to be maining a demon hunter anyways. I did tell myself back during Cataclysm, if there's ever gnome hunters, I will quit WoW, and I meant it. But however, because there's demon hunters, I'm at the conflict of, like, I'm not going to quit WoW because I want to play demon hunter, all because of gnome hunters. But I'll be killing gnome hunters to get my revenge and let out my anger. So dealing with that, we'll also be getting new mechanical pets to tame also. Gnome hunters will be able to obtain these pets by default, while other hunters, we have to go through a very tedious task of getting them, learning how to tame mechanical pets. I have no clue how that's going to work out, really. It sounds like it's going to be a challenge for other hunters that are not a gnome. So if it is a new challenge way for hunters to obtain pets, that's great. I will be doing it by hands down for BM, because I do like the challenge pets. I really do. Challenge pets I did like that I used to have was Deathalak. I don't know why I got rid of Deathalak. I need to go back and get Deathalak again from the Farlands. Another challenge pet I really did love to obtain was the Porcupine pets and MOP. Not so much primarily Daegu, the red one. Daegu was an absolute horrible pet to try to obtain. I had to have a tank with me, because I could never find the Goldilocks zone of running backwards and DPSing him down slowly over time to be able to tame him. I had a tank with me and a healer, and we had to let the tank die because he had the aggro. I couldn't get the aggro back off. Even with the second shot, he had to die. So, that's how I got Daegu. The other two, however, were all easy to solo and obtain. They were fun. I mean, they weren't really much too hard, but they still hit hard. They were still worrisome. But the Spirit Beast before them, all the others, I had to obtain very over time. Lokanahawk was a very slow grind of trying to get him along with Skull. Skull took me the longest next to Ghostcrawler, and then Lokanahawk, as I got Lokanahawk after day 16 of looking for him. It took me a full month for Skull, and it took me half a month almost for Ghostcrawler. So, yes, pets I do like to obtain. I like to go ahead and obtain the challenge pets. I even did this current expansion's challenge pets, 2 of them actually. When WoD first came out, not many hunters knew about Gara the Spirit Beast for BM. However, I did because I kept on notes for WoD, like I am right now doing with for Legion. And I was the first one on my server to obtain Gara, because I did ask every hunter, and I asked in trade, does anyone have Gara the Spirit Beast pet? And everyone said, what's that? And from my perspective of understanding, when everyone said that, even the hunters, because I had it in chat to where I could see the person's nameplate and color for trade chat. I knew I was then the first one to obtain Gara, and I had hunters actually like, where do you go get it? And then not shortly afterwards, in the past next 48 hours, tons of hunters had it, which made me very happy to get it first. I just wish there was an achievement for it. The green Firewolf, the same model as Gara, however, that was also another challenge fight for hunters. If you don't know about that, that is a fight that utilizes all our current spells and Trank Shot to go ahead and obtain a little vial to get that pet. However, very, very tedious. I helped out a friend get his after I got mine when I had to solo mine. He didn't have to solo his, but very, very painful fight. Very painful fight indeed, but worth it. Very, very much worth it. So again, you can always tweet to me at XDpro3D. Follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Twitch. You can also go ahead and add me on BNet. It is XDpro3D, the same way as you see it, capital X, capital D, Pro, then 3 and then capital D, hashtag 1324. If you have any questions or wish to have me help you out with the hunter and see what your gear is like, along with any questions about if you're doing something wrong or why something's wrong for your BM hunter, then go ahead and please ask me. I do both PvP and PvE.